Good evening. Can you believe that it is Tuesday night already again? Where does time go? I'd like to welcome you to Live with Darla, and I come live every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Mountain time, 8 o'clock Central time, or 9 o'clock Eastern time. So this is Darla Tweeten from Iowa. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I like to go live with people, with my followers on the Tweet Be Happy page, because I want to show you how to stamp, how to make beautiful cards. Now, and also, the second reason is it gives me an opportunity to stamp. You know, when you run a business, it seems like there's always things coming at you from this way and that way and this and there's some marketing that's involved. There's always thank yous to send, which I love sending thank yous, by the way. I love to send thank yous to my customers when they make purchases. I love to send thank yous to my team members when they do marvelous things, when they, present a beautiful fun fold at a card class that we may have. And I have card classes in my home the third and fourth Friday of every month. If you want to see my schedule, it's on this same page that you're on tonight if you're watching me live on Facebook. Now, if you are catching the recording, you can watch it on Facebook for 30 days. And then right away tonight when I get done doing this, I will be moving it, or copying it, I should say, to YouTube, because, and then it's permanently stored there on YouTube. But where I was going is if you ever want to know what my events are, at the top, you will see a more button, and then you click events, and then you can run down through my events, which are possibly a card club, maybe it's a kids night at the Pushing Up Daisies, or maybe I'm attending a vendor show. Welcome, Nancy. How are you tonight? I tell you what, it seems like whenever I have, people that pop in that live in different places of the United States, it reminds me to share with you that Iowa was very cold today. It was in the 40s, it was in the 50s, but it felt like the 40s because we had a pretty strong north wind. So I don't know what your weather was like there today, Nancy, but hopefully, maybe you had some rain. We're going to be getting rain here like for 3 or 4 days. We could even have a frost warning. And those of us that are in the ag business, that's not cool right now because our new little corn is starting to, emerge from the ground. So I'm just checking my iPad over here to make sure that my that my video is okay. And obviously, yep, I guess it's okay. You guys can see my beautiful background that's on the walls and stuff. But anyway, oh, Nancy, you had sunny and 67. That is exactly my kind of temperature. I like the 60s. So anyway, where I was going is that the reason I do these videos is it's fun to do the videos. I love to coach, but it's a great way to show people how to use. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the April paper pumpkin kit. It is called the Lakeside Retreat. It is an amazing masculine set of cards. Now, if you don't need to have masculine cards and you want to do summer vacation cards or female birthdays, you can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of, you know, creating your own handmade greeting cards. You can do it your way. So, Dolores, good evening. Nice to see you here tonight. What's your weather like out there in South Dakota? And I was telling the gals here that, hi, Deb, welcome. Good to see you on here tonight. So I think without any further ado, I am going to go ahead and flip you down to my work surface. And like I said, we are going to be looking at the April paper pumpkin kit. Now, if you would like to make a comment, I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera here. So you're going to see my storage. Now this is actually storage from Stampin' Up that you can purchase, and you can store like your ink pads over here. These are, you know, you can put your punches in here. You can put, you know, your ribbons, whatever. And then over to my right then is my blends, how I store them. So I'm going to go ahead now and raise this up so that you see the paper pumpkin kit. This is the April kit. And I don't know how many of you guys got this April kit, but it is a beauty. It even coordinates with one of the new suites that are going to be in our new catalog that's going to be coming out. So let's go ahead and look at this paper pumpkin kit. Those of you that don't know what a paper pumpkin kit is, I will explain that very briefly. It is a monthly subscription that you can, you know, there's several options. You can do a pay-as-you-go. You can do a 3, a 6, or a 12-month subscription. And once you go ahead and do that, it will just automatically charge your credit card if you do a pay-as-you-go option. So what I wanted to show you was that I have done some of the cards. I have cut them in half, the card bases, and so I have done what I forgot my light. Just a minute. Let me reach back here and grab my light. Thought it was kind of dark. There. Does that help? Whoa, that puts some light on the subject, doesn't it? Anyway, what I did was I cut the actual... Isn't this just beautiful? This is how it came. So what I did was I cut it at 4 inches and then 5 1/4, and I made it into a card front, okay? And then I put it on old olive cardstock. I could have used, and I should have used, the new In Color, the Peaceful Pine. That's the ink spot that came with this. But when I was doing this today, I chose old olive. I don't have a good reason why I did it that way. So anyway, isn't this just a cute card? So what I did then was, you know, just put white on the inside of it. And that is card number 1. Look at these little stones that came in the paper pumpkin kit. And then I wasn't really careful when I put this sign on. It should be higher up on the card. I have it too low to the ground, and it looks like it's not straight either. But anyway, what a beautiful Happy Father's Day card. The next card that I wanted to show you was this card. This is another alternative. I don't normally do this kind of an opening, but I did today. So this is Misty Moonlight. Beautiful. This card was originally looked something, well, it was just a big card like this. So again, I cut it at 4 inches and 5 1/4 so that I could get 2 cards out of that card base. So what I wanted to point out to you is, do you see this bicycle on here? Do you see the water scenes? It has the grasses on it. It's got the seagulls. Well, this coordinates with a new stamp set that's coming out on May 5th called Relaxing Waterside. And it has beautiful stamps, and it's got the most beautiful dies that come with it too. I just wish I would start earlier in the week to get a chance to play with some of these stamp sets. But anyway, this would be a masculine card here. Well, it doesn't have to be a masculine card, but this one is Have a Great Birthday. Isn't that beautiful? So this kit would make 9 cards. And with it, like I said, you get you get some beautiful stamps here. Let me find, there is a Misty Moonlight that will show you all of the stamps that come with this. And my purpose tonight was to show how you can get additional cards from using these stamps. Because when you get done with the consumables, you will have the ink spot, you will have the stamps, and you will probably have some stones left, and you will have definitely some mini dimensionals left, and you can do more with those, along with using the suite that is in the new catalog, which the suite is called the Waterside Retreat. It is on page 20 of the new catalog. Now, I cannot show you the new catalog other than I can show you the beautiful front of the new catalog. I can show you the back of the catalog. And I like how they did this back, because to me, if you want to quickly look and see where you can find designer series paper, maybe you need some adhesives. It's kind of a little table of contents too. So if you would like one of these catalogs and you're not currently working with a demonstrator, I would love to have an opportunity to be your demonstrator. Oh, I kind of opened it there, didn't I? Sorry. So tonight what we're going to do with the Waterside Retreat is we are going to do Casing Tuesday number 562. And it is demonstrating this card right here. That is the Aspen Grove, and I believe this stamp set is no longer available. It has sold out. So, Dolores, it's cloudy and cool. That summarizes our day here also. It was just kind of a miserable day. But my lawn needs to be mowed again. I'm not sure with the incoming rain when we're going to get the lawn mowed, but I guess we'll figure that out, won't we? So anyway, so we're going to be doing Casing Tuesday 562, and it is found on page 68 of the soon to be retired mini catalog. That is, let me I'm kind of in the back of the book, aren't I? So my front is, so that is on page 68 of the mini catalog. That's January through April. If you want a quick grab that catalog, I did post the measurements for this card tonight, and we're going to do one of those cards right now. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of gray granite. Now, gray granite that is a pretty color. I think it is. I have done a die cut with the add-ons that you can get for the paper pumpkin kit for this quarter. Isn't that cute? So what I did was I ran my pecan pie through my mini embossing machine, and it punched out this little post right here. Isn't that cute? So, and then actually it posted out, when it die cut, it cuts out the center of this, but I want my center to be white, so we will be using that for our card. So there again, this is the add-ons that come. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase these dies, and it's called Wonderful Scene dies. There's 5 pieces. So the sign, I draw lines around my die cuts so that I make sure that I, aren't losing any here. And look at here, there's fireworks for the 4th of July. There's a wonderful die cut. I will show you that in a little bit. And there's some butterflies and some flowers. I highly recommend you getting those. If you like the add-ons or like to do die cuts. I'm going to put those back there. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with our casing card. Let's go ahead and, well, I guess let's do the front first. So let's go ahead. This is an 8.5 sheet of gray granite that I have cut to 5.5 inches and then scored at 4 1/4. So, trying to decide where to put all this stuff so that I could find it again. Okay? So, anyway, for those of you that are just joining me, this is Darla Tweeten, Tweet Be Happy, and I am an independent demonstrator in Iowa. So let's go ahead, and I'm just trying to, this is my inside here, so we're not quite ready for that yet. So what the first layer is going to be a piece of cardstock. I don't know if I folded that or not, but I think I might have, but I'm going to do it again. So this is a piece of DSP, and it is from the beautiful package of paper called Waterside Retreat, and it's just got some really pretty colors. The colors in this card pack, I wonder why I must have. It's pecan pie, gray granite, pool party, misty moonlight, and then old olive is another color that is used in this suite too. So that's the colors. So let's go ahead and I don't know if I finished telling you this. It's 3. Just trying to think. 3 1/4 inches by 5 3/8 inches. That's the measurement of this piece, this second layer here. So as I'm working on my glass mat, I try to, you know, line it up with the lines so then I can use the lines as I am putting on my, you know, on my layers of cardstock. Now we could have used the back. These are like little fishing lures and stuff. Who's on tonight that fishes? I have to really admit that I have never fished. I have gone and sat in the boat and read, but I have not actually fished. Is anybody watching tonight that has fished? I know my husband always wants to go fishing, but felt like he never had time. But now, hopefully, he will have lots of time because he's retired. So let's go ahead. So there's 2 pieces that are cut at 1 3/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches. And then there's 1 piece that's cut at 1 1/2 by 3 7/8. So there's, so I'm trying to decide how I want to do these. Remember, there's no wrong or right way to do this. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to use the gray granite side. And these can be just applied however you would like them. You know, they can be straight, they can be at an angle, however you would like. And they can be, you know, even, they can be, you know, scattered however you'd like. So let's go ahead and we are going to pop up this middle piece right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Don't be afraid to use dimensionals because you do not want your layers to sag. So I will take my take your pick tool now and I just kind of crease down the dimensionals. For me, it seems like it works better to pull off the backings, okay? And sometimes the backings don't come off. And you have to see if they're off, okay? So let's go ahead and I don't know if there's an up or down to these. I think I might have... Okay. I'm gonna, because this one is going upwards, I'm gonna have this one go upwards too, okay? So that is our 3rd layer. And the 4th layer can be anything you want it to be. In the actual Casing Tuesday diagram, I believe they had a circle, okay? Well, we're gonna use the sign instead as our focal point, okay? So let's go ahead and let's grab the piercing mat. And we, in the actual stamp set, it comes with have a great birthday, here's to a new chapter, relax, today is your day, happy Father's Day or Dad. I probably could use a lot of Happy Father's Day cards, but I suspect my grandsons will want to make their own card. So what we're going to do is we will do something different than, okay, now I got to make sure that my white is going to fit inside of my sign, don't I? So let's go ahead and do, let's do a happy birthday card. And we are going to use the pecan pie. Sorry, I keep moving this piece of paper around, and it's probably very irritating to you guys. I'm going to tape it up here. So those of you that are watching this, if you would like and share my video, that would help get my coaching out to the public. And Happy Father's Day is not going to work on there. Okay, I got an idea. We're going to do some stamp surgery. Who's done stamp surgery? What we're going to do is we are going to cut this stamp. And I think I'm going to cut it between the Happy and the Father's Day. Just like that. Doesn't hurt anybody. No one was harmed. So we are going to go ahead and then just place it on here. And then I will pick it up with my blocks, or my block. And yay, an alteration. So always check it to make sure it's straight, that it's the way you want. And I'm pretty okay with it. So I'm going to go ahead. Did you guys see that? I'm using a scrap piece of white. I was going to turn it over because this edge looks a little rough. Now, from the paper pumpkin stamp set, it had these cute little, I don't know, I'm going to say they're knots that they had put on the sign. So we're going to use that for this sign again. And my OCD is kicking in. And nope. It's not going to be, I wanted to make it so it was straight across the white sign, but we're not going to have it be that way. So I'm going to go ahead and close my pecan pie ink pad, and I have a little bit of Scotch tape up here sitting on my shelf. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my silicone pad, and we are going to carefully place this inside of the sign. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little bit of tape at the top and at the bottom so it stays in place. Okay? Okay, I was a little scotch with the tape, I guess. This sign is so cute. It is worth the hassle of getting it to stay in there. But I think I'm going to put another piece of tape on the side. My white was probably a little bit too big. It didn't have enough brown. And we don't want this to fall apart, do we, when you're giving it to somebody. So what I've done is I've just gone ahead and put the tape in there, okay? You ready? There you go. Happy Father's Day. Isn't that just darling? So now, how are we going to attach that to the card? What we're going to do is we are going to put glue dots behind here, and then we will have to put some dimensionals behind here because remember, we have this popped up. So let's do the glue dots first. Sorry about that, my iPad fell. I'm not sure what possessed it to fall, but it did. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some glue dots onto the post. And we're going to put about 3 of them on there because we don't want that sign to be wobbly, do we? Looks like my battery's low on my watch. Sorry about that, if that's distracting. Okay, and these glue dots are stickier than all get out. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we know about where we're going to put that. So what we're going to do is, I saw another demonstrator doing this where they put the dimensionals where you want the dimensionals to end up. You know, we could put them on the back of the sign and then hope that, you know, it was going to not be on the, you know, propped up layer. But this way, you know for sure where your sign is going to be. So there we go. What do you think? Isn't that cute? But look at here, my card base is wonky, isn't it? When I scored it, it wasn't, I must not have had it straight on the thing. So, guess what time it is? It's time to fix that, isn't it? So let's go ahead and just kind of, you know, bring the ends together and then carefully fix it so that it is flush. Okay, so that we lucked out. Our layers didn't go over too far, did they? But you cannot have a lopsided folded card, can you? So there is one example of the Casing Tuesday 562. We did the second layer is a 3 1/4 inch by 5 3/8 inch, and then there was 2 strips that were 1 3/4 inches by 3 7/8 inches, and then the center one here was a little bit smaller. It was only 1.5 inches by 3 7/8. So, and then we put our sentiment is there. So now let's go ahead and embellish. I've got these, with this Waterside Retreat came these little, they're called some type of trinket here. Loose anchor trinket. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this tonight. I took it out of the container because my luck with trying to get that open and not spill on live, I was going to say live TV, not spill, I would be doing a great chance, wouldn't I? So we're going to go ahead and put this little, I'm going to call it a charm, and I'm not sure how I should have did that. I probably should have. Don't you love it when hindsight's 20/20? I should have perhaps wound it around, and I think I can still do that. I'm gonna stick it underneath of here a couple of times, and we will have it you know, kind of attached on the side. And then I'll see if I can put it up on the top too. Okay, gotta see which end. I think I want this end out. Okay, yay, that worked great. Okay, so I've wrapped that twine around that. And then, okay, then I'm going to go ahead and bring it back underneath of here. And there again, this could have all been done beforehand. which would have been on our next card that we do this with. When I use this trinket, I will be sure and put the twine on it before I adhere it. Okay, great. Wow. Somebody is looking out for us, aren't they? So let's go ahead, and I'm not sure if I left enough length on here. I probably should put that on there twice. I'm just going to do it once though. Okay, let's go ahead and string our little, is there a right and a wrong side to this? I don't know, you guys, but this is darn cute. So it looks like it's wanting to, I'm going to twist the end just a little bit. Okay, when all else fails, guess what? You know what? I don't know. This is, there we go. Okay, so now we need to decide if we want to have it be dangling down or just what we want to do. But I want to feed that back up over here. Talk about making it complicated. I am, aren't I? So let's go ahead. But this take your pick tool, it is marvelous. I'm going to go ahead and push that up there. And string. There we go. Okay. We got it. We got it. So then this probably won't look the best. And I may redo this after the video. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and tie a little knot in it. I did not leave it long enough to do a bow, but I don't know if I would want to do a bow on this since it's a, you know, Father's Day card. So I'm gonna leave those ends there for right now, just simply because I want to see what I'm gonna do with it. But anyway, so that is our first card that we're going to make tonight. And a couple more things that I want to do to it. I don't know if that would be, what do you guys think? Should that be longer, shorter? What's your guys' opinion? If you would let me know. And for some reason, I can't see the comments. Wonder why that is. Okay. So let's go ahead and take our crumb cake blender here, and we are going to just do our notorious little 3 dots, just so it adds some texture to the card, but yet, you know, we won't add shininess or anything like that. I really do not like this on here, but maybe if I cut it, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. I may like it better. Okay, so that is our card that we have made for on the Casing Tuesday 562. So here is the inside of the, oh, that's the envelope. Here is the inside of, I was sorry about that, but I got kind of hung up on how to handle that twine. That took longer than what it should have. So let me just see here why I can't see my comments. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you think the anchor looks good. Thank you, Dolores. So let's go ahead And I remember I had some strips left over, and I can't remember right now if this, nope, I think this is from the DSP when I trimmed it down. So let's go ahead, and for the inside of the card, we are going to put this little strip on here, and let's go ahead and trim it. Turn it over and trim it like that, so then it's nice and clean. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and stamp something else on the inside of this card. What should we stamp? I love this chair, so I am going to stamp that. This Androck chair. Now my block is a little too small for this chair. Now when you put this chair on here, you don't have to stamp the whole chair. You can have, you know, 3/4 of it onto your card. Did you guys realize that? And then it gives you more room to write. There are the cutest little weeds in this stamp set. And so when you're sitting on this chair, you need to have some weeds, don't you? So we did that. And then there is this cutest little, it's one of my most favorite words. Can anybody guess what it is? It is the word relax. I love that word. So because we want to leave a little bit of room, but not a lot of room, we're going to go ahead and kind of, I'm doing tone on tone right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it like right there on this card. So this was done in pecan pie. And the inside of this piece of white paper measures 4 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and bring out the silicone pad. I just have a lot better luck with my Seal Plus if I use it on the silicone mat. And then again, you guys know that when I put the inside of my card in, I always put it in upside down because then I can see the 3 different sides. So what do you guys think? What do you think of this relaxing Waterside, excuse me, yep, it is relaxing Waterside stamp set, and the dies we didn't use from the relaxing Waterside bundle. We used it from the Paper Pumpkin add-on, okay? So don't forget, we got to do our envelope here. And I'm going to carry that. Well, you know what? We're going to use gray granite since our card base is gray granite. And there is some tall weeds, and there is some smaller weeds. So we're going to go ahead and use the tall weeds. And then there is a little seagull. I'm going to go ahead and, I mean, we don't have seagulls in our area, but that little seagull is so cute. And then just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 seagulls on the flap of the envelope, because you want to do it in odd numbers. So the odd number being 1 and 2 on the flap of the envelope, and then the other one being on the front, okay? So that is that card, okay? I also wanted to show you that I had done, well, there's also some other DSP that had bicycles on the stationery. or the DSP, I should say. So remember how our paper pumpkin kit came with a bicycle punch out, die cut punch out? Well, in this paper that comes in this package right here, this DSP that's called Waterside Retreat 12 by 12, there is this beautiful DSP here. That's the bicycle, so it's got the pecan pie and the gray granite, and then the back side is the misty moonlight with the seagulls. So what I did to show you different ways that you can use the paper, the DSP paper, and have the same Casing Tuesday 562 using the same measurements. Look at how different these cards look. So this is on Pool Party, and this is on gray granite. Okay, and I've used, here's the bicycles, which I'm going to call side A of that DSP. And then instead of having the third piece be DSP, I went ahead and brought in some pecan pie that would bring out the pecan pie on the DSP. I die cut the chair from the relaxing Waterside dies, but I gotta figure out what I did wrong there, because it didn't turn out. The chair didn't turn out. There should be spaces between here, because I put it on the chair, so then it covered up the spaces. So I got to play with that. But you know what? I think it's still cute. And look at here. There's a little book that gets die cut out. So, and then the wonderful is from the paper pumpkin add-on, like I told you. Okay, so then the inside, then I just did relax, happy Father's Day, and did a seagull. And then I kind of coordinated, the weeds and stuff, and the heart and the dad for that card, okay? So that's that one. This one that's on Pool Party, I'm really liking that sign. What do you guys think? In this Waterside, in the Relaxing Waterside bundle, there is a stamp that says, "Here's to a new chapter," which could be for various things. I automatically think retirement. And then obviously inside I put the relax with the chair on it. And then the envelope, I just did the weed. And then I kind of threw in another seagull and a coffee cup. So those are just some ideas that I wanted to share with you guys using the Casing Tuesday 562. I want to end this video tonight with just one more thing. And those of you that have joined me later on, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I come live every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central, and 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I hold classes in my home every third and fourth Friday of the month. And I also do once a month an event in a local town here at a venue called Pushing Up Daisies, and that's from 5 to 7. And we do kits. That's a kits night. So it would be real similar to the paper pumpkin kit that I showed you earlier. And then when we do the home classes, we pretty much work from scratch. Now, have you ever heard of the double vision card? This is what this is. So what I did was part of that DSP is all, it's got little pieces of scenery that's all ready to go. to, trying to figure out what that is. Is that a little cabin? So these little pieces are all ready to go on a card front. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I just love this. So what I did was I took a piece that was kind of like a 4x6, I guess, and I trimmed it down a little bit so that I could put it on Pool Party and then have a second layer of Misty Moonlight. And then I trimmed 1-inch strips. So you adhere 3 directly to the Misty Moonlight, and then the second and the 4th strip, you put dimensionals on so it's raised. Can you see how that is kind of sort of raised on the camera? That's called double vision, and it does kind of play with your eyes a little bit. So then what I did was just carried out a piece of the DSP to the inside and then stamped that relaxed stamp. So I'm going to close this video tonight with just a few words of wisdom. And that is that you can take any layout that you have and turn it into a masterpiece. Look around your stamp room, find your favorite, designer series paper, find your favorite stamp set, and I challenge you to create a card, create several cards using one layout. And tonight we have used the Casing Tuesday 562. That is a Facebook page, Facebook group that every week they put up a sketch. And this week's, remember, came from page 68 of the mini catalog, January through April. So that is where I start my Tuesdays. I open up Facebook, I look at Casing Tuesday, and then I, think about what I haven't inked up yet. And this is a new suite that will be available on May 5th. And if you would like to purchase this class, I will be offering a class where you will make 4 cards, and you will be provided, everything will be done for you. You will the package of DSP will be included in it, so you will be expected to cut the designer series paper, but I will do the die cuts for you. So anyway, I will be posting later on, like maybe tomorrow or the next day, and I'm going to call this a Father's Day class or masculine card class. So I hope to have, several people sign up for that class. And who knows what our video will be next week. I do know what it's going to be. It's going to be on another new suite that's in the new May 5th launch, and it's the Scenic Coast, and it's on page 26 and 27 of the catalog. It's got the most beautiful 6x6 specialty paper. It's got gold shimmer on it. So I look forward to showing you that next week. Now remember, we'll be using hopefully the next Casing Tuesday, which will be 563, we'll be using that next week for this live video. So I am going to close this video for tonight. I'm going to wish you a good rest of April. Can you believe that? The next time I come to you will be, let me look at the calendar here. It will be in May, and it will be It will be May 5th. Oh, that's the same day that the catalog launches. That'll be fun. That'll be a busy day. So God bless, and share and like this video if you would. And if you need some entertainment, my videos are stored on YouTube too. So, okay, good night. God bless.